Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. We're making the Dresden plate today, so if you want to see how to put together a block like this, please stay tuned. I'm going to get started with my Dresden plate. I have here an assortment of all of the wedges that I've made, that I've cut from my fabric. And I use this easy Dresden ruler to create all of these wedges. And so you can see my previous video to see how I made those. But in order to prepare the wedge for the quilt, there are a lot of things that you have to do. The first thing that I did was I put this wedge right sides together, and I sewed on the wider end a 1/4 inch seam. And so you can see that here. And I did that for several wedges, for all the wedges for each block. Then I cut on the fold. I just cut a little slanted line on the fold, and so you can see that here. This is going to help with being able to turn it out so to get that nice pointed shape. After that, I took my my little bone scraper, or not bone scraper, flat surface here. This came with the easy Dresden ruler, and then I just flattened this seam here. Okay, I flattened that seam allowance down so when it turns it'll be easier to turn. Then I turned it and used the pointy end of this to make that point as pointy as I could get it, or make the corner as pointy as I could get it. And lastly, I pressed it. And so here you can see a completed wedge that's ready to be put into a plate. I have all of my wedges laid out right here, but I didn't prepare them yet because I'm actually using them as leaders and enders as I prepare my plates. So let's see how we can get that started. First, I have my prepared plates. I prepared all 20 of them that I need for my block, and I've made 2 stacks. I made one that's light colors and one that's dark colors, and of course that's relative depending on the colorway that you have going on for your block. And all I'm going to do is take one light and one dark, pair them together, and then I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam down the side, being sure to line up the top portion, and then sewing a 1/4 inch down the side. Let's go to the sewing machine so I can show you that. Here I already have my leader set up, and it's just something to catch the thread so that when I get ready to sew, it's not gonna drag my fabric down underneath the presser. So all I'm doing is I've lined up the top of this, and then I'm gonna just sew a 1/4 inch seam down. And I'm gonna do that for all. I'm going to do that for all 20 of my wedges, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. I finished these sewing the 2 sets of 2 together, and I just want to show how I'm using the one of my wedges to create an ender. I'm going to fold right sides together and then just sew that 1/4 inch on that long end. And on these, I think it's important to backstitch. So, okay, and so I'm just going to backstitch here, and then I'll leave the needle down so that when I get ready to add something else, it's there. So next, I'm going to cut these apart and then just arrange them in an order that's appealing to me. So I'm gonna arrange these in a way that's appealing to me. Since they're already dark, light, they're gonna automatically line up the way I want them to, with alternating lights and darks. But there's some that need to be separated. Like I have several that are black, and I want to separate those. spread those across the quilt. Okay, so I'll let you see that now. Okay, and I hope that it's good. Let's see. It looks okay to me, so I'm just going to leave it like this. And every block looks a little bit different. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sewing groups of 2 together. So I'll take this light pink and I'm going to sew it to the purple, and then I'll just go around the quilt doing that same thing until I get them sewn into groups of 4, and then I'll do groups of 8 and so on. So I finished my Dresden plate, and I have it here. It is 20 wedges that have all been put together, and I hope that you can see our light dark pattern. My next step is going to be to press it, and then I will show you what it looks like. So here's the finished Dresden plate. I pressed it from the front, and then I turned it over and pressed it from the back. Now I chose to make all the seam allowances go the same way, but a lot of people choose to press them open, so you can decide what's best for you. And I told you that that I had been using some of my wedges as leaders and enders, and so these are the ones that I got done while working on this particular plate. So that's it. Please stay tuned to my channel to see how we mount this to another piece of fabric and add a center circle. Please thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, please comment below. Thanks for watching. Bye!